Welcome to the City Show. Pat O Melia here. You there? Here at the City Show, we try to educate and inform you, your residents of these cities. Maybe entertain you a little bit, that sort of thing. Memorial Day, complete washout. Oh, I mean, that was terrible. Saturday and Sunday. Monday was all right. Saturday and Sunday was the weather that I don't recall seeing. I mean, wind gusts, rain, sideways rain, heavy rain, rain. You know, my kids have a rental down in Seaside Heights, and we have the upstairs. So I was down at Seaside for the weekend. You know, it was Saturday and Sunday. I felt bad for the guests downstairs. You know, they're there for a week, and the first 2 days were completely washed out. Completely washed out for Seaside Heights and the boardwalk. But Memorial Day was decent. So at least there was, you know, something you can salvage out of the 3-day weekend. But now we got good weather, and by the weekend, you might be knocking on 90s. On the bottom of your screen, you got all the information on how to get in touch with us. You know, like us on Facebook, love us on YouTube, subscribe to us. You got our Twitter information. Don't forget the live stream. That is our base streaming network. You can download the app. It's free. And besides us archiving all our shows there, you can watch a lot of other programming that's available on the live stream app. And again, if you need any assistance, we're pretty good with consumer issues. Send me an email if you got an issue with the municipalities or the county here, or if you have some consumer issues. Those cameras are pretty powerful. We normally have pretty good results. We're batting somewhere in the high 90% of taking care of consumer issues. So if you have an issue, give me drop an email to me. Got a news story or anything like that? We're always interested in some tips. You know, it's tough to write for this show, especially right now. It's like a lull. There isn't a lot going on out there. We got to get past the election. That's what we need. We got to get past the primaries into an election. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the City Show. I'll be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
We're back. City Show. Pat O Melia here, you concerned resident there. Today we're going to discuss COVID-19 vaccination disclosure. Should you be disclosing if you're vaccinated or not? Vote by mail ballot. Again, they've been dumped this time by Postal Service and UPS. Museum in Jersey City, $15 million? I don't think so, even though I was in favor of the bonding last week. Then we'll do some quick hits. That's the kind of thing we'll be doing today. Let's go with the vaccinations. We're free of masks this weekend, and I felt liberated not to wear a mask. I know I could breathe with them, and it was a mental thing. It's like I couldn't breathe if I had the mask on, and I knew it wasn't a problem. It was mental that I had a problem breathing. It was great to go out and anywhere. Go get pizza, go to ShopRite, go to Big Lots, go to wherever you were going. I wanted to go to Home Depot. I didn't make it to Home Depot. I wanted to pick up some paint, but I didn't get there over the weekend. And I did everything as much as I could because of the bad weather with indoors. Yeah, everywhere I went, we were mask-free. Very few people were masked. But what got me interested is the amount of people who didn't have masks. I'll say about 80% of the people weren't wearing a mask, whether I was in the ShopRite or Big Lots or whatever store we were in Saturday and Sunday. And I know we're about 50% vaccinated in New Jersey, so the percentages weren't right. If 80% of the people were maskless in the ShopRite per se, and we only vaccinated 50% fully in New Jersey, somebody wasn't working with the honor system here. Supposedly, if you are not vaccinated, you should continue to wear your mask. There's an honor system out there. those honor systems usually don't work well. And I have a feeling that was the case immediately. Now, as of June the 1st, at least 53.81% of the residents in Hudson County have received at least one shot. 37.66% have received both shots, or the J&J. So you got almost 38% of the residents of Hudson County are fully vaccinated. Yeah, a lot of people didn't have any mask on, but 38% are fully vaccinated here in Hudson County. Should you have to disclose your vaccination status right off the bat? If you're wearing a mask where you don't have to, it looks like you're not vaccinated. Now, some people are just concerned. Yeah, my wife said, I might wear the mask in the winter. Yeah, it keeps my face warm. But basically, when I was in ShopRite, if I seen you wearing a mask, I'm thinking, you didn't get vaccinated yet. And can your employer ask you about your vaccination status? People are saying about HEPA. Oh, there's HEPA laws. HEPA laws only pertain to the medical profession, not to your employer. But really, if you're not vaccinated, should you disclose that you're not? You going to the dentist? The doctor? Now, you should tell your doctor at least. The dentist? How about an Uber ride? You're in the guy's car or the gal's car? You're not vaccinated, you're not wearing your mask? Movie theater? Amusement rides? Now, Monday, my wife was up on the boardwalk in Seaside Heights. She said, they were doing good business. There were people lined up. Well, they weren't social distancing outside. They were right on top of each other waiting to get on those rides. You're in a bar. I'm just talking to some of the guys in the studio. The bars did real well. I doubt if they were social distancing. Was everybody wearing a mask? Probably not. Were they all vaccinated? Definitely not. How about at school? Yeah, I personally am against having children, elementary school children, getting vaccinated. The high school, I tell you what, my kids are in high school, I probably wouldn't go with the vaccination because COVID they're kind of almost immune to COVID. Now, I'm fully vaccinated, so I don't really care if you've been vaccinated or not, but not everybody shares that opinion. I know I'm vaccinated. And the other thing, we kind of took every precaution we could, like in the studios here, the guys were wearing a mask. For the longest time, we were the only people in the studio. Everybody was working remotely. I come in the morning, I sanitize all the desks, did it today too. We have the fogger here. So I went like 13 months without contracting the COVID-19, and now I'm fully vaccinated. So I don't really care if you're fully vaccinated. But in some places, you should be required to disclose. I know we were joking around a few weeks ago where I had the V on my head saying I was vaccinated. There may be a time where we're going to need to do something like that. If the numbers start to uptick again, guarantee you there's going to be some sort of a disclosure about your vaccination status. And in some cases, it's right. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back. We're back. City Show, Pat O Melia here, you there? We're talking about when we got vaccinated here. They almost missed our mark there. We're back. Vote by mail. If you recall, during the election season, I wasn't a big proponent of vote by mail because, again, being from Hudson County, we've already seen how absentee ballots can be manipulated, let's say. We got people, he might even be in jail right now from Hoboken for manipulating absentee ballots. This is Hudson County. Things happen here. A UPS driver and a United States Postal Service driver both have admitted to dumping ballots, along with other mail, not just ballots. Now, were there enough ballots to change an election? I don't know any election that was that close that, 90 ballots would have made a difference. I think there was one, a congressional seat in New York, that was actually decided by a vote. But still, this is not the first time we've heard about ballots being dumped by the mailman or one of these private delivery guys, UPS, that sort of thing. So there's always a concern. And like I said, it's not the first time we've heard about ballot dumping by lazy delivery guys. It's time to go back to the voting booth. I guess we are, because I haven't received my ballot yet, by the way, but maybe that's coming in the mail today. We got a primary coming up June 9th. Maybe that's in the mail. I look forward to going back to pulling the lever, going to my district there on Patterson Street and voting. The only sure way we can know, for the most part, that the elections are on the up and up if we vote in person. You go in there, you sign your sheet, you sign the second sheet, you get your little slip, you go into the ballot booth, and you make your pick. There was, right, especially after the presidential election, I don't know if elections were stolen, but I'm sure there was some manipulating there. I'm sure there was a lot of fraudulent ballots cast. For that matter, there was one season, election season, where the person in front of me signed the name. There was no way in hell these two signatures match. And I'm not like that guy from Rick Harrison's Porn Stars there, that he had the expert come in to confirm a validated signature. There was no way in hell, and I pointed it out to the people at the table there, and I said, who cares? But the voting booth is still probably our safest and securest way to vote. I personally, I don't have a problem with the absentee ballot. You're overseas, or you're going to be on vacation somewhere. I have a problem with absentee ballots where people farm them, and they're going to the nursing homes, and well, yeah, you can't get to the voting booth. I'll fill it out for you, and you sign it. Again, anything can be manipulated. Everything can be perverted. Somewhere down the line in the future, I can see where we'll vote online. If you, when we have a situation with some of our programs here, our editing programs, Adobe, for instance, before we can access it, they send us a code. If you ever made a wager on FanDuel, before you can do anything, they confirm who you are and that you're in New Jersey with GPS locating. That is probably the future somewhere. I don't know in my lifetime, but somewhere down the line, that's how we probably will vote. The vote by mail can be manipulated, can be perverted. Your ballots can be lost just by lazy delivery guys here, just throwing them in the stream or the dumps or the weeds or wherever the hell they were throwing these things. You go to the ballot, you throw the lever, and like I said, in the future, I can see you're going to vote on your smartphone or you're on your tablet. You sign in, they send you the code, you put the code in, your ballot opens, you can make your selections there. I'm sure that is the future. Everything will be the future is online. And not that we need to be told that now, if we don't realize that by now, that the future is online. Hey, listen, when you can deposit a check by taking a picture of it, the future is online, and that's it. Listen, we can deposit a check online, then we can vote online. But one of the things we need in our elections is to be secure in the process. It's fair, it's on the up and up, it's not as Hudson County-ish. And to be honest with you, now, we haven't been that bad in Hudson County recently, outside of a situation in Hoboken. Back in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s, there were some interesting situations. But for the most part, we've been pretty good. But you get that reputation, that stigmatism here in Hudson County that we're all corrupt. And you know what? We kind of earned it. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Hudson Regional Hospital, we promise to be prepared for your emergency.
We promise to provide world-class robotic surgical care.
We promise to treat you like family.
To provide accurate diagnostic care.
To provide the most innovative orthopedic care at your doorsteps.
We promise to treat your baby like our own.
To never stop investing in the best of spinal care.
To be with you every step of the way.
Here at Hudson Regional Hospital, we promise to take care of our community.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
We're back. Pat O Melia here. You there? City Show. You have to have faith in the system of the election. And one thing we can securely do, we go behind the curtain, throw the lever, and hopefully the county takes the cartridges, as that's always something after the election, the cartridges are missing. But that's the safest and simplest way to do an election. We do it in person. There's no pandemic. You know, we're pretty much out of that, even though we only got 38% of the people in Hudson County vaccinated. But a lot of people had it already. They got the antibodies. I've been vaccinated. You've been vaccinated. Last week I talked about bonding that Mayor Fuller proposed. I think it was $82.4 million. And it was a host of projects. You know, 2 new police stations, one in the south, one in the north, acquiring some land, building a police training center on city-owned property, a homeless drop-off facility in downtown, restoring and renovating the 4th floor of City Hall. Yeah, like I said last week, I've been running around City Hall for forever. I didn't even realize the 4th floor was out of service in 1979 from the fire. And they just did the basement. That was all wasted space, the 4th floor and the basement. It just wasn't utilized. Now, you know, Mayor Fulop, he's cutting out rents and other locations. We had this space in the basement. Now there's offices, there's caucus rooms. And give Mayor Fulop a little time, he'll get the 4th floor done. And you have more space that you don't have to pay for. I was in favor of everything that Mayor Fulop was talking about in that $82 million. He wants to take advantage of, get ahead of the inflation and the interest rates. He didn't mention $15 million targeted for the path side, the old public service building on Sip Avenue, right off Journal Square. Right behind where the hotel on the square used to be for the old timers. Hudson County Community College purchased it, and they had some classrooms in there. Somehow Jersey City purchased it, hopefully at a good price. And Mayor Fulop, we purchased it, I guess, about 4 years ago. And Mayor Fulop, right from the beginning, wanted to have a museum there. I kind of laughed. We don't have a good track record with that, with museums here. We have far better needs for the $15 million than to put it in a museum. Now, listen, there's the building right there, the old PS&G building. Shows your age when that's when you call it. You call it the PS&G building. We have far pressing needs. And I don't mean using the $15 million. I think Rolando said, you know, we should use that towards school. We got to get a handle on the school budget before it takes everybody broke and it just sucks up all the money. It's like a black hole there, the school budget. No matter how much money you put in, they still need more. And there's talk they're going to need another $230 million next year, and that comes from you. So there's got to be some transparency and accounting and open books with the public school system. Jersey City doesn't have a very good track record with museums. We had one before, the Jersey City Museum. You've probably been over there. I remember back on the radio, say, why would you go there? They have no dinosaurs. You know, joking around, not realizing just how much it was the Jersey City public school system of museums. It was a black hole that sucked in city money. I think the city was putting in, I don't know, around $700,000 a year into the Jersey City Museum. And they were on Montgomery Street, 350 Montgomery Street. The Jersey City Medical Center now owns the building. Jersey City has absolutely nothing to show for all those millions they put in there. Remember, they put in there $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 a year into the Jersey City Museum that nobody patronized. Yeah, I don't know anybody who was making a day trip to the Jersey City Museum. I'm trying to remember what, going back to the radio days, there was no Jersey City Saurus in there. You don't have dinosaurs, you don't have a museum. And I mean, Jersey City has nothing to show for the millions they put into that museum. There's no museum, there ain't no building, the exhibits, the art and historical items, they have either disappeared or they're in storage somewhere. Jersey City has not a thing to show for millions of dollars that they put in to the Jersey City Museum. And the reason they put it in there was, oh, it's the museum. Oh, it's a beautiful piece of Jersey City. Where people from Jersey City can go and reflect on Jersey City and look at a picture. You know, it's not what Jersey City's about. You know, I looked at it as a piece of jewelry. I just didn't realize at the time when I was on radio about that piece of jewelry, just how expensive that jewelry was. All right, we're going to break the commercial. We'll pick up on the museum on the flip side. We'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintoproperties.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back at O Melia City Show. You there? Getting back to the museum, the proposed museum. Like I said, Jersey City's track record with the Jersey City Museum is awful. You know, you could probably come up with some criminal charges over the personnel involved with the old Jersey City Museum. And like I said, we got nada to show for that, not a thing. And what is amazing is the city poured millions of dollars in there with literally no oversight. I mean, there might have been a councilman on the board, but that councilman wasn't looking at anything. And like I said, it was a piece of jewelry. It sounded good. Oh, we got a museum. But it wasn't patronized. It was the Jersey City public school systems of museums. And you know, there wasn't a hell of a lot you were going to be able to do after that thing closed. And like I said, the Jersey City Medical Center purchased the building. So there's absolutely nothing, not a thing, to show for all those millions. And as good as the idea is for a museum, at least they purchased the building, the city owns it. The city should just make a community center there. I don't think there is one in Ward C. And some office space for more city personnel, get them out of rented buildings. Get them off 30 Montgomery Street. 30 Montgomery Street, you know, that's one of the great buildings in Jersey City. And I think the rents are like, you know, $50 a square foot. Get them out of 30 Montgomery Street, move them up to the square. Quick hits. Hoboken, only in Hoboken. only in Hoboken. Hoboken is an interesting little town. A city. Actually, it's a city. They plan on having parking for bicycles in the street. They will take a car's parking spot and have bicycle parking. Have you ever heard anybody say, you know, we need more bike parking? Yeah, isn't that what meters and trees and street sweeper signage is for? Isn't that where you chain up your bike? Bike parking? You know, there on the corner of where I live, all right, off Central Avenue, there's a bicycle rack. Most people, they probably don't know what it's there for. It's actually to chain your bike up. You could put, you know, I guess you could put 3 or 4 bikes there, I suppose. I've never seen a bike chained to that bike security apparatus that's made of stainless steel, and it's kind of like loopy. Never seen one bike there. Bike parking isn't a huge concern in any municipality. Again, I had bikes. For that matter, over the weekend, because it was terrible weather, I was going back and forth with a few of the bike enthusiasts here in Jersey City, bike lane people. Yeah, I'm surprised this didn't come up. Bike parking. Bike parking could be anywhere. As long as you have something you can wrap your bicycle chain around, you got bike parking. Do we need to put some parking set aside on street parking for bikes? I don't think so. You know, even the city bikes, they got them on sidewalks. You're not going to put them in the streets. Defund the police. Now, this is probably a piece that I should delve further into. Why is there such an increase? Jersey City, we got a lot of shootings. The homicides are going up. New York City, well, New York City has everything. Yeah, that almost went, it's worse than it was in the 70s. Yeah, you got hate crimes. Asian woman was walking down the street, gets punched in the face. There's all these Asian attacks. Same thing with the people of the Jewish faith. They're being attacked. You know, subway crime in New York. Yeah, shootings here in Jersey City. Is it part of cabin fever? Is that it? You know, why is this such a, in New York City? You know, in Jersey City, we got nothing to complain about when you compare it to what's going on in New York City. But it's happening here. You know, I don't know if it's cabin fever, whatever the case is. Mayor Pullip in Jersey City has done everything he possibly can to combat crime. Every time he gets that call, and I'm sure when he gets that call about a homicide, he's banging his head against the wall in his house. I mean, what more do I have to do? Bike lanes. Like I said, over the weekend, it was slow, it was raining. If I wasn't taking a wife shopping somewhere, I was going at it with the bike enthusiasts. Only a few of them, truly only a few of them. I'm not anti-bikes. I'm anti-bike lanes because they are so underutilized. And what started the Twitter little confrontation was a film that somebody put up about a bike lane. And of course, like with every other photo I've ever seen about a bike lane, there's maybe one bike or no bikes on it. These are so underutilized here in Jersey City in particular. And just last week I was talking to my guys about we're going to put a GoPro camera on the dashboard of my car so I can document all that. And we'll do that in the future. All right, I'm out of show. You be good. You be safe. Enjoy the good weather. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.